The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newey Scruggs.
Here we are. Let's ride. Players Lounge on a Wednesday. It's November 15th, man. The year is just going by. It's flying by. The Cowboys season flying by. They get ready to go face the Carolina Panthers in Charlotte, North Carolina on Sunday. And here's the crew. Barry Church.
Oh.
Yeah, I ain't want y'all to get that one. I ain't want y'all to get that one.
Blow the burp over there?
Over there. I had to
Man who's locked off Randy Hughes. Jesus Christ.
Randy
next time I'll just go like this. Next time I'll just let it ride next time.
Heckma Harrison is here.
Hey, you see your car scratch, though. You just don't Randy, You just start looking for Randy, though.
I go, number 42 on it. You go,
42.
Danny McCray is here.
shout out to Randy. Yes, man. Shout
What
out.
a day yesterday, man.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Yes, Danny, I hate you missed it. Yeah, I hate you missed it.
No, well, if I was
Then
here,
Nick wouldn't have came
then
in.
he wouldn't have came. So,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Sometimes things works out. And,
Hey, justice prevailed yesterday. You know, that's
For you.
Justice
For
prevailed.
you, it
man.
did.
Justice prevailed.
So somebody else is an injustice.
But you remember what happened. He said when he wasn't named the best 42 of all
He
time,
did say
he
he
didn't
didn't
want it.
I did.
He changed his mind. What did he say?
Hey.
It was in the heat of the moment.
Took him 10 minutes to change his mind. He ain't sleep.
I was emotional. I was emotional.
Didn't even wait for the show to end.
I accept.
Give it to me.
All right.
I accept. Shout out to the best 42
Yes.
in the Cowboys history.
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Greatest of all time. Greatest of all
Give it to him.
times. All times.
Hey.
Take it. Yes, sir. Yes,
Little
sir.
shook up.
Who informed Randy Hughes his
He don't know yet.
3 hour?
Now people gonna reach out to him, and you know.
How old is Randy? He got to be up in age, ain't
He's
he?
like 70
Randy didn't think
something.
about it. Randy.
Yeah, he up there with Drew.
He
Pearson.
probably didn't know he was the greatest 42.
Probably did. Probably did. But Church came.
He
in
wasn't, you know. So
He didn't know he wasn't either until Nick came on there and sat down.
Church
he
was like that Oklahoma senator the other day,
wasn't.
man. Got all up in there. You want to go? Let's get your butt up.
changes were made. You know, and that's what happens.
Okay, hey, I'm happy. So
Appreciate
is
that,
there a ceremony?
Yeah, you know the article. Just when you go in the article now, you get to
Bring
42.
everybody- Okay,
There's your boy
bring everybody
standing right
back.
there.
You know,
Bring everybody back.
Everybody come back for a game or get a little plaque or something. I'd ask Nick what come with this.
I'll take it. I'll take the article.
I mean,
that's all I need.
No, man. I mean, as much as they make money off everything. That's got to be sponsored by somebody. Holy guacamole, all
Holy guacamole.
It's probably Walmart. He don't,
the official
he's
guac.
not taking them from Walmart.
From Walmart? Nah, you know. I'll take some of that Walmart bread, though.
All right, Carolina coming up this week. The Cowboys, just checking here, 5-3 all time in Charlotte, North Carolina against them. They hold the advantage 10 wins to 5 losses. The last meeting in Carolina, the Cowboys lost. It was to start the season. It was a 16-8 loss, September 9th, 2018, otherwise known as a Jason Garrett special. But they end up going to the playoffs. So, hey.
We did. They did do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say they lost the game, but they went to the playoff. Like it's a bad year.
Divisional too, right?
Hey, you went to the playoff. What do you mean?
Should have lost the game season like that.
Yeah. We back in 2018. Hey, shout out to the Carolina Panthers of 2023, and we should look damn good against this squad.
Hey, I mean, they are 29th in scoring, so they're 17. They average 17 a game. They are 30th in opponent scoring. They are total offense. They are 30th. Defense, they're bad there too. So, I mean, 7th overall, but, they play in that division. They're -4 turnover margin. Their penalties are right there with the Cowboys. Cowboys are 69, they are 62. So we're gonna see a whole lot of flags.
Holding on the
Sunday. Gonna be a 3.5 hour game.
It's gonna be one of those, man.
Nah. It's a bad football team. It's another bad football team. And Heck, how you feel about this bad football team?
No, I feel like 20 off the plane.
Okay.
All right. You
He's
like
back.
that? You like that?
Oh,
20 off the plane.
Oh, my
20 off the plane.
Hey, welcome back.
My bad.
I like
Hey,
that.
man,
We missed you last week.
Listen, dog, I just wasn't in the mood to be cocky last week off of the Philadelphia loss, man. I didn't feel myself.
We missed you last week. Give him a Snickers.
He's not himself without a
Not
Snickers.
himself with it.
Get this man a box of Bojangles chicken and biscuits, baby.
Why you gotta be? Give a
That's wild.
Snickers.
You're the one.
I like it.
No, man. I mean, this is a bad team. This is a bad team. They, not a good. Talk about my guy last week. He wasn't very good. Bryce Young is having a struggle too.
Yeah,
he's having a struggle. And running game, Chuba Hubbard, 351 yards, I believe, so far. So the running game isn't as effective. Offensive line, man, they had a musical chairs kind of situation going on. And their head coach, who you talk so highly about,
Frank Reich.
Right, my man, Frank Reich. You got love for Frank, don't you?
Nah, I don't have.
You don't have no love for Frank. Okay,
Never met him
okay.
in my life before.
All right. Well, either way, Adam Thielen, probably wishes he was back in Minnesota right now. That was a bad move. But man, look, another one of those teams that, again, we talked about the schedule and how the Cowboys right now need to get into a 6-game winning streak. We need to get some wins under our belt.
Stack them up.
We need to stack. This is the time to do it before we get to the toughest part of our season, which y'all can tell is December. And the Cowboys have that December stigma. It's been there since Romo. And it's going to come back, and we need to respond. We definitely need these NFC wins for sure.
But no, I'm with you, Heck. When you talk about you got to stack these wins up, especially against NFC opponents, and I see this as another dub for the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think it'll be as easy as it was against the Giants as far as marching up and down the field. I don't see it as being as high scoring because, like you said, the Panthers defense, they're not trash. Would you say 7th overall?
Yeah.
7th overall in the league. They're not trash. They got some players over there. Brian Burns off the edge.
Yes.
He can present a problem as well. Corners over there, I believe, is J.C. Horn. And
He was questionable.
He was questionable. And then there was another guy over there as well. So defensively, they have some pieces. It won't be like, the New York dumpster fire that came over here last week. Oof. So to me, I feel like there'll be a little bit more of a challenge, but the Cowboys should still roll them by at least 2 tubs. At least 2 tubs.
Listen, this is how I look at this game. This is as you're getting ready for the toughest part of your schedule, how you can continue to train and get better at those situations that haunted you before you went on this little streak where the offense is transitioned into, okay, Dak is the guy, and we're going to run our offense through Dak. Can we continue to build on that? And if we can, then December looks good for us. If we can't, right, if you go out here against the Carolina Panthers, and although they're not trash on defense, if you look at our offense and how they have performed over the last few weeks, we should tear these dudes up. We should go out here and CeeDee Lamb should have another game with 10 catches and 150. Brandon Cooks should go out here and he should make some noise. And that chemistry with the receiver group and Dak Prescott should grow even more. So then when you get into December, you'll be all right. If you come out here and you struggle because they defense is 7, then listen, Lord help you when you get to some real defenses. All right, because what is that?
I'm holding in my hand the press release for the Cowboys. This is the media notes.
Let us know what it says, because I know you got something highlighted.
Here is the roundup in the team spotlight. The team spotlight this week is your man.
What are you showing?
See what you did?
Show him.
See what you did?
That's all the promotion, man. I'm telling you, they need to hire you for his guy.
McCarthy has nothing to do with that. I'll tell you that. He don't care because he's not playing fantasy football. But there is no reason that my man should not get at least 7 to 8 targets.
So I just wanted to make sure you understood.
Shout out to
man.
Cooks.
You asked for it, you got it, baby. Brandon Cooks, man, here doing his thing. 3rd highest receiving total this year in the NFL. Tyreek was number 1 with 215 for Coach Soul down there, and then Noah Brown of the Cowboys is actually tied. He had 172
of the Texans,
formerly the Cowboys. Then you got Brandon Cooks. So there you go. This is SEC week for the Cowboys, man. Every year, this is that time. You just look at the SEC schedule and you just see how they're not playing anybody. Alabama's taking on Chattanooga at home. A&M is hosting Abilene Christian. Ole Miss has UL Monroe. Mississippi State got Southern Miss. Auburn's got New Mexico State. Arkansas got FIU. South Carolina's actually playing Kentucky.
Give them the context.
And then your boys are playing Georgia State. So
give them the context. Why is it like that? because we usually start off the season playing a big-time team, putting your record on the line and your placement in the college football top 25. But it's okay. It's all right. You're right. It's not SEC week. This is a regular college week.
Let me ask y'all something real quick. If they go back out there, the Cowboys go back into this game, and they go back to the ways they've been before last week, so I'm talking about centering solely on CeeDee Lamb and Ferg, would that worry you going forward? I mean, they're going to get the dub regardless. But if they go back to that offense where it's CeeDee, Ferg, or bust, would that worry y'all going forward?
I'll be upset.
Okay.
I'll be extremely upset because you laying the groundwork finally to make sure that you are not one-dimensional on offense. All right, if you line up CeeDee and Ferg on the same side, like the defense can just lean on that side of the field and not worry about who you got lined up at X or who you got lined up at. Like, you don't have to worry about that type of stuff. And then also you're getting guys who you are going to need to lean on when you get deeper into the season involved in the game so they can build that connection. If you just all of a sudden go away from that after one game, then I don't have any confidence that when you get into one of those tough dog fights that you're going to be able to revert back to, hey, man, we're going to get everybody involved.
No, for me, man, I just feel as though that the New York Giants game showed you that Brandon Cooks has it. He still has something in the tank. He's not to be overlooked. Look, at 6-3, we want to get hot at the right time as we look at the season, as the schedule. But I'm enjoying the fact that we're saying that you're our lead dog and we're going to go. We're talking about CeeDee Lamb, and you're going to get this offense going. I mean, we're not getting anything from the running game. That's the problem. That's the problem. And as long as we continue to ignore that, then we're going to keep coming back to, okay, are we going to ride the arm of Dak? Because that's all we have. On first down, we're not as effective as we were at the beginning of the season because teams are willing to line up or just crowd the line of scrimmage and not show any respect to Dak in the passing game. If you're going to play CeeDee Lamb one-on-one, I'm going to take that every time. Yeah. And again, from a defensive standpoint, even offense, what do? You take what the defense give you. And if you're going to continue to die like that, then I'm going to continue to ride 88. And that's not a knock on anything else, but I'm just saying if CeeDee continues to give me 150, 200 yards, 2 tubs, and I can have him involved like that and we can still win games, I don't have a problem with that. With it in the back of my mind saying, hey, man, we still need to fix these other things. It's a problem when we come against Philly. It's going to be a problem when we come against San Francisco because what are they going to do? They're going to take away our best players.
That last part, and you can still win games because CeeDee had 150 against Philly, and we was all looking around like, hey, what happened? That was one of his 150-plus games.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The last one was a 30-yard chunk. It's shorter than the end zone. Listen, I know. It is what it is. That's fine. That's fair. But I'm saying, yes, if you can continue winning, but you can't. You can't do that against good teams that you are going to see possibly in the playoffs. You can't win that way, and we've seen it. We haven't beaten a good team playing that way. But the way we played last week, which I'm not saying that that's the thing because it was the Giants, but if you could continue to make sure you get those other pieces involved, I think you have a better shot.
Danny, do you also, like in those games where we've played against those upper echelon teams, our defense hasn't responded as well. So they
play well enough
to beat San Francisco.
They play well enough.
Definitely not San Francisco.
Yeah, they play well enough to keep you in the game. If you was moving the ball a little bit, we going 3 and out. What you expect them to do against a squad like that? Like they played well enough and made enough plays to where if it was a close enough game and the offense was moving the ball, we would be sitting here probably saying, "Man, that was a good old game." But offense didn't show up, just like they haven't shown up the last few times we played San Fran.
CeeDee Lamb, the NFC Offensive Player of the Week, by the way. So
much deserved. There you go.
To him.
Congrats.
Let's hit our first break. When we come back, Micah Parsons.
Bazooka.
The bazooka.
The big
Let's
bazooka.
do some bazooka talk and Defensive Player of the Year talk. Has the ship sailed? Or can he get back in? Let's dive into it next right here on the Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Hi, I'm Danny McCray, Dallas Cowboys alumni player here with Smoothie King. And Smoothie King wants to ask you, what's that sound? That's the sound of us magically transforming our smoothie bowls into 2 new decadent flavors. Dig into a cool acai or pitaya bowl, handcrafted with crunchy, purely Elizabeth granola, fresh strawberries, and finished with a velvety chocolate hazelnut drizzle. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or anytime you want to munch. And that's the sound of you making them disappear. Smoothie bowls, now in 2 new decadent flavors. Only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. # be your own boss.
There is no I in Dallas. There is no I in Hart either. No I in Blue Star or in Lone Star for that matter. And there's no I in how about them Cowboys? Smirnoff knows there's no I in football. Football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks, home or away, we rally together, we cry together, and we always rally cry together because there's definitely no I in Cowboys fans. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Head to AT&T Stadium on Saturday, December the 9th, to experience Rally Days presented by SeatGeek. Take a tour of AT&T Stadium, get autographs from the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders and alumni. Play games, head outside to Miller Lighthouse, and even play on the field. And don't forget to get your photo with Santa and Mrs. Claus. Visit attstadium.com/Rally Days for more tickets and more information.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Heckma Harrison, you are the Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos. We got Barry Church over here. That's Danny McCray. I am Newey Scruggs.
Hey, question. Can I ask a question off topic? Because you just read the Christmas stuff. How early is too early to put up your Christmas stuff?
Right now.
I already put mine
You
up.
good?
Yeah,
You good?
yeah,
Okay, just make sure we wasn't too early because my wife had me dragging all the stuff down from there. I'm like, bro,
It's that time.
It feel early.
Yeah, I got it.
Everything's up. Christmas lights, all that stuff is up.
Tree up, too?
Yeah, tree up, everything up.
Hey.
Everything is up. Stockings hanging off the all that.
That's good
Everything's
work,
up.
Miss McCray. As long as it's down by Martin Luther King Day, you good.
Oh, yeah. For Valentine's Day.
Can we celebrate the dream? Keep the lights off.
No, it's not.
Keep the lights off.
No. Have it down, buddy. Have it down, buddy.
You can't be out there barbecuing for Martin Luther King
You
Day.
know what I'm saying?
Keep my reef
Shorts on and everything.
My poinsettias.
Please take it down, buddy. Valentine's Day, you're pushing it, bro. You're pushing
the
it.
poinsettias can go into the Valentine's. I mean, we can see how we still.
I'm just saying, I want to make sure I wouldn't.
you ain't the only
Because I was
one.
going to tell her, hey, bro, it's too early. I don't want to do it. But I did it anyway with pouting. And now I'm a smile when I get home. Like, I'm glad you had me do that.
Yeah. I was looking good.
There you go. You done moved on up. Heckma Harrison raised a good point. Just talk about Micah Parsons, who left quickly from the locker room on Sunday. On a day when the Cowboys went oops upside the Giants' head, they've neutralized the Lion. Not happy. Looking at the NFL sack leaders right now, Micah is tied for 10th at 7.5 with Hassan Riddick of Philadelphia. Your sack leaders right now, Arlington's own Myles Garrett, the Browns, 11.5. He's tied with Donnell Hunter, the Vikings, who has 11. T.J. Watt.
Donnell Hunter got 11?
Yeah.
Man.
Killing it.
Oh, what? Killing it? All right.
11 sacks.
T.J. Watt, 10.5.
Hey.
Roll Tide.
quarterbacks.
I'll insert that for you, dog. Go ahead.
Killing the quarterbacks.
Hey, read
Turn on the film, and there's Donnell Hunter. Killing them.
Oh, my God.
I got nothing.
Another body.
So,
I am legend. I'm good. I'm like, y'all leave that man alone.
Men in Black. Let's go.
Let's go.
So 10th in sacks.
Oh, man.
Tied for 10. And we started talking about Defensive Player of the Year. Right now, to me, Miles Garrett's got to be in the lead. That defense is carrying this team. We see Deshaun Watson's going to be out for the rest of the year. Even just what they did against Baltimore on Sunday, man, that defense is good. So you got Garrett, obviously T.J. Watt. They got no offense in Pittsburgh. He's there with 9.5 doing his deal there. So heck, where do you think?
I don't, not so much that the ship has sailed, but I think coming into, and Dan Quinn we trust, let me say that first and foremost, is how was he going to use Micah? And I think the plan was to move Micah around both edges and stand, off-ball linebacker as well. Man, as I've started to evaluate this thing, and maybe Micah's a victim of his own success in a way because teams are double, triple teaming him. But I think also the Micah Parsons' impact on the defensive line, you have a lot of these other guys like Osa, Dorrance. A lot of these guys play out of position because of the way that Dan Quinn is using him. And as you say, Osa Odighizuwa is typically a 3-tech, that when Micah's down inside, they'll bump him out. And these guys are essentially playing out of position. So like Mozzie, Hankins, and just having to play with a guy like that, I liken it to playing with a Michael Jordan or a big-time player. And so I think the attention on him has changed the way that this defense functions in a lot of ways. Because if you look around the NFL, a lot of defenses don't function the way that ours do with the way that we use Micah. And, man, I don't know going forward if they'll start thinking about him more in terms of a 3-4. That's how I've been bouncing this off of you for about a year now, dog. But I'm just saying, think of him as a 3-4 because T.J. Watt plays that way. Myles Garrett plays that way. But essentially what everybody thinks is a curse is, oh, you're just going to put him on one side and everybody's going to know where he is. Well, the guys that you just mentioned, they play on one side. So that's not as bad as other people are saying it. But those individual accolades right now, you're starting to see it start to affect him, especially in a winning effort if Micah's leaving the stadium ticked off because he hadn't had a sack, he hadn't had a tackle, But I'm really brought that question up because I think overall the defense has to play different because of the way that they use Micah. And maybe if Dan Quinn just says, look, man, we're just going to put you out here on this left side, we're going to let you rush, maybe that would give him the impact that he's looking for.
Nah, it to me, well, has the ship sailed? I don't believe it has sailed yet because he has it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to get back in there because Myles Garrett and T.J. Watt, their numbers are outstanding right now. But he's going to have an opportunity with these upcoming games coming up, especially these Nate Newton walks by, especially these primetime games. He's going to have an opportunity to go out there and show what he got. But as far as just, lining them up, here goes Nate, man. As far as just lining him up on one side.
Is Nate the best 61 of all time?
Yeah.
Did he make it?
Yeah, he should have. We'll see.
Don't get him started, please.
But I like how Dan Quinn uses him all over the place as far as a chess piece. I like how he uses him over the center, guards, tackles, trying to get that best mismatch he can. And as far as, Micah maybe being frustrated at how he's being used, because I've seen him a little bit more in that second-level linebacker position, not always just coming after the quarterback. So maybe he wants to be one of those guys like a Myles Garrett or a T.J. Watt that's consistently just hunting the quarterback. Like, that's their main focus. Maybe they'll drop 1 or 2 times a game, but 99% of the time, they're rushing after the quarterback. Yeah. So maybe he wants to be used in that regard, but I still like how they got him moving around, at least on that defensive line, over centers, guards, and just getting that biggest mismatch.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you have to. I mean, based off Leighton Vander Esch being out, and you're trying to figure out a way to make sure that your second level is okay. You got a player like Micah Parsons being that great, and you know that he can play both positions. I think they were forced into a point to where, sometimes you got to play him as an off-the-ball linebacker. And then you also get into these situations where the game kind of dictates how we're able to play, and you get into a game like San Francisco where ain't that much pass rush. you don't have really, that many opportunities, or you get into a blowout, and then you see other guys making plays so quick that Micah can't even get in there or he may be playing off the line linebacker, and he's watching these other guys make these plays in positions where he used to line up at. That can be a frustrating thing for a guy as good as him who has the aspirations to be Defensive Player of the Year. I still like the way that they're using him because you have to. Like you have to. Your linebacker, you don't have depth at the linebacker position to where you can afford to not have anybody that can make any real impact at the second level of your defense. So you have to, and that's when you have to be a team player and trust that your squad, ownership, organization, they still know that you are still that great of a player. But that defensive, that ship is sailed.
It's over with. It's a wrap.
Because we be talking about double team, triple team. They're trying to figure out, they do the same thing to all them other dudes. Okay, you see Myles Garrett going left side, right side, left side with his crossover. He rushing over the tackle, rushing over the guard. They move all these guys around, and all these guys are still figuring out ways to be impactful in the game. Not just how they help the other players around them get one-on-ones, but then also them still getting their sacks and they tackle for losses.
So you start to look at the schedule a little bit where you can gain some ground. This is a game, Bryce Young, where you can gain some ground in terms of getting the sack numbers up. Washington comes to town on Thanksgiving Day. Sam Howell, they've been giving up some sacks. So you got a couple. And then, of course, when the national game comes against Philadelphia on NBC, there's another opportunity. So there's some ways and some opportunities. Even we all know the Thanksgiving Day game is that's a national game right there. No, only one playing through. Mm-hmm. So he's gonna have some opportunities to get up there, show people he's Micah Parsons. He's gonna need that, and you need a signature type game play against Philly. And a win. That's when you talk about that kind of player where you want to get back in this thing, you're going to have to do something. People, like Lawrence Taylor. When Lawrence Taylor out there, when you carrying the load, you doing something special like that, to me, that's what I think he's got to do.
Well, don't you think that's where the frustration comes from? And when you coming out of the New York Giants and you say, okay, I got some ground. There's some teams where I can build some ground, and then your first shot at being able to really do that, you don't really get anything done.
Yeah. Tommy DeVito ain't.
No, I'm just some other guys made some. No, some other guys made some plays. Some other guys made some plays on defense. All right, so but I think that's the frustration when you say, hey, he's sitting at home saying, I got 4 or 5 games where I can get my numbers up, and you don't do it.
Man.
What's wrong with Tommy D? Was not good. There's one person who thought Tommy D might be able to shake us a little bit.
He was like, he found him. He found him. He at least got that part. He ain't getting me. I'm gonna get killed.
Everybody else
ain't gonna be by the line. It's gonna be by Sam Williams or somebody.
And that's what happened. Huh? We come in here, you be like, why Mike ain't make no plays? And they be like, double T on it. They said they not gonna let Michael make no plays. Everybody else could kill us, but Mike. That's not true. That's not.
Everybody else can kill us. Everybody else got to win them.
Killing them softly.
Oh my God.
We're gonna take a break. We'll come back.
I'm not involved in any of that.
Breaking news that affects the Cowboys this weekend. Coming out of Charlotte, we'll dive into it next right here on the Players Lounge. Brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
Hi, I'm Danny McCray, Dallas Cowboys alumni player here with Smoothie King. And Smoothie King wants to ask you, what's that sound? That's the sound of us magically transforming our smoothie bowls into 2 new decadent flavors. Dig into a cool acai or pitaya bowl, handcrafted with crunchy, purely Elizabeth granola, fresh strawberries, and finished with a velvety chocolate hazelnut drizzle. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or anytime you want to munch. And that's the sound of you making them disappear. Smoothie bowls, now in 2 new decadent flavors. Only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Experience the magic of the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at Christmas time. Available through the holiday season and on select dates. Christmas tours of the Star get you a VIP viewing of the Cowboys Christmas Extravaganza. A holiday-themed guided tour of the Star and festival takeaways include a limited edition ornament and Santa hat. Space is limited. Book your visit at thestarinfrisco.com/tours today.
Thank you, Heckman Harrison. You two just want to stand on that just to get on me. You all know you're wrong. You know you're wrong. But you want to stand on that. Just that's fine. Fine.
I ain't doing nothing.
No,
it's a good movie. It can't just be a good movie. Everything ain't just better than life.
Yeah, like
goodness gracious.
It is.
You're gonna name everything, but because you don't like the movie. Like yesterday, you came in here and you wanted us to not like somebody because you didn't like them.
Trevor Lawrence, did I lie on Trevor Lawrence? So I true. Tell the truth. I was right. Trevor Lawrence, I was right. Players Club is a better movie than life. Period.
I mean, yeah, man. It's a good movie. To each his own.
You know what? You do.
To each his own. Congratulations.
They trying to die on the hill. They know it's just spite me. No, you're wrong. Petty. Not even by petty. Frank Reich, the Carolina Panthers head coach, said he's resuming the team's play calling duties starting Sunday with the Cowboys. So the offensive coordinator who he gave the play call to, that brother's now shoved in the back. Here comes Frank. And my goodness gracious, you should be very happy if you're a Cowboy fan because Frank Reich's not good. Same old Frank Reich who got fired midseason by the Colts. And Jeff Saturday took over, won a game, and now he's calling the plays. Boy, if I'm Micah Parsons, I'm having a party now. Frank's back. Frank is back calling plays. He's a terrible play caller. Yeah. I feel good. 30 off the plane.
30?
Might be 30.
Why would he pick this game?
Yeah, that was my. That's exactly what I was going. Why do it now? On Wednesday, you gonna announce this today
against this team?
He must see something. He must saw something on tape. He said, "You know what?
We're gonna expose
that."
Oh yeah.
I don't know about that. I think the owner may have walked past him and ain't looked that way. That owner. That owner.
Oh, he trying to make sure he got.
I'm going down.
I'm going down on bounds. I'm going down swinging.
So if you are David Tepper and you go back to listen to some of the press conferences, this whole thing about Frank Reich. He's believing that Frank Reich was the guy in Philadelphia that they won the Super Bowl and Frank is that guy, and it's proven not to be that guy. But the owner's bought in, man. He got the owner snow jobbed in full. So if I bring you in and we're gonna take Bryce Young and you're supposed to bring all your guru magic to help Philadelphia win the Super Bowl, and you stop calling the plays, and then the team is still in the rut, you go snatch it back and try to make the owner. I mean, if I'm the owner, I'm looking at you sideways. What you here for? For who? For what?
My question is, what did they expect? What were their reasonable expectations this year with a rookie quarterback? And has there been a quarterback that has come into the league, I guess, in a very long time that they were expecting him to have that success with this roster?
The one in the same draft.
Thank you. That one.
Wait a minute. And even
they've had a guy in Carolina.
Let's be
before.
reasonable, though. Even with Stroud in the year that he's having, they're not taking the league by storm. It's not like they're undefeated. They have losses. They
5-4.
5-4, and I'm not trying to say that they're not juggernauts, is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to struggle, and teams are going to have some. If you didn't have the line that Dak came into the league with in 2016, it's really hard to have an expectation that you're going to exceed or be these killers out here that they're expecting for Carolina to be. Frank Reich right now taking over as the offensive play caller is an insult to the guy that he hired to do the job. I mean, they are struggling because they are literally a bad team.
Yeah. But he had it, and then he gave it away when they were struggling. And so now he's taking it back.
But that's dumb.
Of course. It's a Frank Reich operation.
That's a bad team.
It's dumb.
Well, let me ask you a question then. So everyone, sorry, not just you. If I draft first or that early in the year prior's draft, I don't expect to be drafted. Like, I expect us to struggle, but I don't expect to be drafted there again.
At least be competitive.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the context of, like, they're struggling and then, like, they bad. Like, they're bad. Like, you got a guy who wins the Heisman, comes in there, and he looks bad.
Yeah.
And then you got to look at the other guy doing really well with a roster with Robert Woods.
Yeah, but they're about the same.
You know what I'm saying? Robert Woods is the guy.
They're about the same roster-wise.
So I'll go back to this. When I worked in LA, I became friends with Joby Brandon. Long-time agent. Joby's guy was Achilles Smith, and then they also had Ryan Leaf. So I watched him over these 2 years help with Lee Steinberg deal with these quarterbacks. And so at that time it was Peyton Manning, Ryan Leaf. Well, Bill Polian and company never looked back and said, hey, we got the right guy. And the Chargers sitting around there. When they had Achilles Smith, it was kind of like, okay, it was supposed to be Killy versus Tim Couch, and then the Eagles had taken Donovan McNabb number 2, and it just didn't work out for Achilles Smith. And they're like, so the Bengals was like, well, we didn't get a shot at the other 2. You're the Panthers. You trade up assets. Bears have your number 1 pick next year because you've identified that Bryce Young is your guy, and the owner has hired quarterback guru dude who helped win a Super Bowl with Nick Foles and Carson Wentz, and they're like, that guy. And now the fans there, my Carolina Panther friends are like, yeah, man, we messed up, man. We messed up. And it's not all Bryce's fault. There's no help around him, but I'm sorry. Frank Reich looks like, man, you got no guru with the rule. Where's the rule with the guru? It doesn't look good. And so now you snatching it back. Now you're supposed to be pixie dust, spread whatever you're gonna do.
Right.
So
this gonna cost you some years. This is some years of
this is fireable,
correcting.
bro. This is
because you don't have a first rounder next year.
Right. This is the kind of fireable stuff.
You so bad the team they took it from you is gonna get a higher
who
pick.
Beat you last week. Beat you, and they still gonna get your number 1 pick, and they helping themselves and beating you. But go back to who's the most popular player in Carolina Panthers history?
Cam Newton.
He was a number 1 guy. Came in there setting records out the box, man. Not that they were expecting him, but hey, we're gonna go back to the SEC, get another dude for the state of Alabama, and he ain't good, bro.
I mean, I just back to what you were saying, and the expectation is set on this franchise with the number 1 pick. I look at guys like Trevor Lawrence when he came into the league. I mean, they didn't finish at the top of Duval is still, I think, even after when they made the coaching change, that's where they felt like, okay, we have the coaching place that can lead these guys to where they want to be. Their playoff, what they did last year, I think, was where they envisioned Trevor Lawrence to be. But he struggled coming to the league because he didn't have the pieces around him.
You're right. And his head coach was who?
You talking about Herb? What happened? Man was staying in Ohio. Y'all go back to Florida. Y'all go back to Duval. I'll stay here.
But that's what,
he didn't make it through the year. Head coach didn't make it through the year.
But I know that. But that's why he's talking about Frank Reich. It's like, hey man, Urban didn't make it through the season. This man,
Frank Reich.
Urban got caught up there. He wasn't taking the team playing back. So how can he make sure Trevor Lawrence is okay? He can't. Can't do it.
He more worried about his bar.
He got the bar. Wow.
I'm just checking on my bar.
You wasn't thinking about Duval?
Y'all go head back. I'll see y'all on Tuesday.
That man was trying to get fired.
Man,
it was bad.
Urban was wilding, man. Urban was wilding.
Urban didn't care. I laughing at people like, hey, you might get an A&M job. Like, didn't he show you enough in Jackson? This man not in this no more. For that, this man not trying to put in that kind of work. It's just gone. It's gone. So, hey, man, I'm Dan Quinn. I'm feeling real good right now seeing old Frankie back here.
It's going to be another blowout.
I mean, bad. Just bad.
Is that, in these games like this, guys, do you worry about the false confidence that comes from beating up on teams that, and I don't want to count these before we actually get there and actually get the win, but wins like this, you know how it's perceived around the league and in the media and everywhere. Oh, yeah, you're supposed to get that. You're supposed to do that. Yeah. And then you come into Thursday against the Commanders. If you pull that game as well, that's the one you're supposed to get. And then you run into a Seattle, which everybody perceives as a very good team, has a good defense, and a great offense as well, and receivers. And, okay, you can't overlook them, even though you have Philly sitting right behind them. These are the kinds of games you're supposed to get, you're supposed to win, but is it giving you false hope going into that stretch where you know you're going to be facing opposition that's going to be much tougher?
Any other team, I might say, yeah, it could give you a little bit of false hope. But with McCarthy, you got to give credit where credit is due. No matter what the situation is going on with him, he usually has his squad ready to go and ready to play. We rarely see this team, and that's the one thing I'll say is, I got to give more credit to McCarthy on that than Jason Garrett is. we rarely see this team start slow. Rarely. I mean, if they're supposed to be the team, you rarely see them outside of Arizona play down to the level of competition. I mean, all the squads that they've gotten a dub over this year, you're talking about the Giants twice, Patriots, Jets, who else? The Chargers. You know, those guys. They pretty much stomped them, you know, outside of 2 games. So they don't play down to the level of the level of their opponents. So to me, you know, I wouldn't expect them to come out here with any false confidence. I believe they know who they are, and I think they got that identity off the, you know, shoulders of Dak Prescott. So going forward, I think they know who they are, and I wouldn't expect anything less from them.
Yeah, and I don't see any false confidence because, you know, luckily they played the 2 best teams we believe to be in the NFC at that time. They played them early, and they saw what happened. So there is, to me, there is nowhere in their mind where they could be like, nah, oh, yeah, we better than them now. Yeah. Nah, you are working to get on that level because there was. It was the measuring stick. Okay, we played San Fran. Were we good as them? No, we played Philly. Really close game. I think we're getting better, but we still got some stuff to work on. So now you got New York, you got Carolina, you get to Washington, and then you'll see, all right, by the time we play Seattle, that's where your confidence starts to really get built. All right, did we really get better over those last 3 weeks, or are we still the same team when we come up against some good competition?
Guys, fun show.
Yeah.
Fun show, man. Congrats again on the 42.
Appreciate it, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, he's 70. He's 70 years old. He's not listening to this.
70? Randy. Yeah, hey, shout out, Randy.
Thank you, Kate, for saying that. So 70 years old.
Danny McCray. Good to see you. Heckma Harris. Good to see you. Number 42, the greatest of all time.
That's right, baby.
Great to see you.
Jackie, beat church, baby. Let's go.
Merely Newey Scruggs. It's been the Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!